Okay, today we are going to see how to make this type of um, advertisement reel or Instagram reel, anything. Um, in our first video, we make the helicopter pick up a container and then drop it again. So it's the same approach, but we need to change a few settings to have a good, smooth simulations. Okay, let's dive in. First of all, what I want to do is I'm going to import our footage. Then let's go to video editing. I'm going to import our footage here. What I want to tell you is sometimes as a VFX artist, most of the time when my client send me a footage, I cannot even play on my player. I cannot import even in After Effects because sometimes I don't have the codec. Okay, so due to that, what I used to do is I go to Blender and I used to export that footage as a PNG sequence. So and then import that PNG sequence to After Effects or Nuke or any other software. So this is how I used to solve that problem. Okay, first of all, what you see here is our image size is means our render size is 1920 pixel. But our footage, let's check our footage informations, and we can see that our footage resolution is 2160. Okay, so we need to change this thing. So let's change it to 160, and on the other side, 3840. 3840. Okay, good. And FPS 25. Let's see if it's same or not. Yeah, it's 25. It's same. Okay, and then let's see our footage length. It's a bit far out, so let's push that back in right around there, 156. Okay, and okay, now we can see that our image is too small. This is where Blender will render, so means 80% of the image 80% of the image will be transparent, so we don't want that. We want the image to occupy these full render spaces. So let's go to transform, and as you can see, we can scale it up. We are going to scale it up. So let's scale X to let's put it to 1, and scale Y to 1 as well. So now our image become bigger, and now we get the full resolutions of this from this video. Okay, now it's time to render. So let's go to our render properties. Oh, first of all, if you have something here, you need to delete everything just for safety. Sometimes there's a problem. So for this, I don't want the alpha channel, so I don't need the alpha channel, just to save the space, just to save the size of the image. So I'm going to put it to RGB and I'm going to accept that here, and then that's it. Now what you should do is render animations. So let's render it. Okay, and let's trim off the image. Let's uncheck that and change the x-axis to z-axis. So let's put this one on the side here. Okay, and then let's put it a little bit more there, and then let's put this one right in the middle, because the center of this footage has less distortion than the side. Okay, so let's put this one right here. Okay, good. And let's put this one here, like so. And let's put our origin point down here. So that's pretty it. Let's save the file, save it. Okay, now we are going to import that fspy that we just make it. Let's import that. Okay, now we can see. First of all, let me just increase the opacity here so I have a better view. So let me add a cube here. I'm going to press tab GZ1. I just want to check if it's on the line or not. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a plane here, scale that up, and let's see that it's aligned this with this corner here. So let me just push this thing a little bit here, just like that. Let's take this up right there. And also I'm going to, first of all, that's to Control R here. I want to cut it right away so that I don't need to redo it. So I think that's pretty enough. I'm going to do the same for this side as well. Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I'm going to apply the scale here, and then I'm going to press N here and GeoTracker. I'm going to use GeoTracker as this was a simple tracking scene. So I'm going to create a new, and I'm going to import my footage here, and then I'm going to analyze it. So let's press that. Okay, the analyze has been finished. So let's go to pin mode here, and let's go to camera here, camera pin mode. We can see our geometry has sometimes, just for the sake of this tutorial, if we see here our face orientation has been is correct, but if we have a wrong orientation, just let me do it for the sake of this tutorial here. So you cannot see some part of your geometry, so that is due to the wrong face orientation. So if you have that issue, this is the way to fix it. So I'm going to recalculate it, Control N. I'm going to press it, Control N, and then here inside So now we have a correct face or orientation. And then if we see it here, start it, and you can see everything is working fine here. So I'm going to track it. I'm going to okay, let's see here. Oh, you see a slide movement on the start here. So to fix that, I'm just going to go to the last frame or any frame here, and then I'm just going to drag backward just to have a better, or just to, because our frame number one is not being tracked, that's why. So now that will be gone. There is no way to fix that, but that's the way I fix it. So now our tracking has been done. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add that source. I'm going to search for source here, and then I'm going to select, I think this one. Yeah, let's select that one, and we will scale this thing up. Scale it up. Rotate Z to 180 degree, and let's set this visibility to wire, so we don't see the pictures. Okay, I think this is good. So what I want to do here is I want to select some of the vertices here, Control plus. Yeah, as well. I think that's okay. So I'm going to delete the vertices here. And then I want to select everything there. Press 1 or anything. 3, Control 3, scale Z to 0. So I got that straight faces there. And I'm going to grab it to Z there. I think that's pretty good. Grab it to Z. Okay, now first of all, let's add a cylinder here. Rotate X, Y to 90 degree. And just scale it down, scale it to X. Grab it to Z here. So let's see where we can put that. I think this one here. So let's select this source, and I'm going to move it just behind that cylinder. Okay, so we need to move this down a little bit there. So, and I'm going to rotate this, rotate it to Z, so that this will look like it's been hanging on this bar. So I'm going to press the cylinder, Control plus S, cursor to select that, select this one again, go into edit mode, and then spin tool here. Okay, and then I think that's X, yeah. And you can set the step, how many cuts or step it should be. So I think the default is pretty good there. I'm going to rotate it there. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. No one will see that. Or we can just scale up the cylinder as well. So don't worry about that. And I'm going to add a loop cut here. Okay, I think that's enough. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to separate this shoelace from the shoes here. So I also want this vertices here as well. So I'm going to press P, selection, and then now we have different meshes here. And what I want to do is I just want to rotate the shoes that it will look like it's hanging on the shoelace. First, Control C for C, origin to geometry here. And I'm going to rotate it there. Let's go here and then grab it there and rotate on the Y bit there. Control 3 here, grab it. So Y is there. I think that's pretty good. But we need to move this just a little bit on this side. Okay, that's pretty good. Now we are going to add, let's smooth by angle there. What we are going to do now is what we are going to do, let's add a vertex group now. I think it's time to add it. So I'm going to select the top vertices here, go to data panel, vertex group, add that, and assign that as well. And for the group, I'm going to select here this one as well. This is the main part where it intersect. So let me select everything there and add to that this group as well. So for now, I'm going to select only the top faces here. Just select like that. Control plus plus. I think that's pretty good. I'm going to add that vertices. I'm going to call it at top here and assign that. And for the bottom part here, I'm going to do the same here. Select that. Control plus 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 plus, and then going to add the vertex group. I'm going to call it a bottom. BD means bottom. Assign that as well. So now we have Control C for C, origin to geometry there. So now we have our vertex group ready, and I want to go to edit mode again there, and I'm going to select only but the bottom vertex here, and I'm going to add hook to new object, and I'm going to do that for the top part here as well. Top, select, hook to new object, or Control H. Okay, now our hook is ready. Now what we're going to do is we are going to add a load modifier, and we'll go down there, go to shape key, and add a group here and select the group there. So now if you play it, you will see that cloth modifier is working. Okay, and then what we are going to do now is, even though our cloth modifier is working properly, but we didn't have that animation, what we're going to do is we're going to select empty and source for P object keep transform, and then now this empty will follow the source movement. Okay, if you play, nothing will happen because our source is still in a static mode. So let's select the source, add a rigid body there, active, yeah, everything is good. Now if you play it, now our cloud modifier will also follow our source here as well. So that's pretty good. What we are going to do is we are going to add this bar as a rigid body as well, but we are going to change the type to passive. Okay, and we don't want our source to fall down like that. We want to hang it. So to do that, we are going to select both our rigid body and go to object here, rigid body, connect, and you will see this empty will appear here. This empty is the one that connects both the rigid body. That will connect each others. So this placement is very important. So as for this scene, we want this to be hanging from the top. So we need to put this empty on the top here. Okay, now if you play, nothing will happen because our empty is still in a fixed position. So let's select the empty, change this fixed to generic, and on our past tutorial, that helicopter tutorial, we enable everything, but for now we want to enable only this linear X, Y, and Z. So now if we play it, I'll choose, we can see some animations here. Let's press this tab and get back there, and we can see that we have a beautiful animation. So let's select the source here, everything, and I want to rotate it a bit. So our cursor is up here. I'm going to change it to 3D cursor. I'm going to rotate it a bit there so that we will have some kind of animation there. So okay, this one, a rigid body and a passive. So when we add that, our source is flying around somewhere else. I don't know where it goes. So to fix that, let's press Ctrl A, apply the scale. It's not fixed. Let's set the shape here to mesh. Okay, now it's fixed, but I don't want the source to touch the ground here. Okay, so if you select that constraint connector, I call it connector, or you can call it rigid body constraint, is the same. We can see X, Y, Z, lower is 1 meter, minus 1 meter, that is too much. And the upper side is 1, 1, 1. We don't want that. We don't want our constraint um, to stretch too much. We don't want stretching, okay? We want a little stretching, but not that much. So let's lower that. First of all, I'm going to set everything to 0. I'm going to check it, which number is working here. So now I'm going to select, press play, and I'm going to reset it from the catch here. We need to press reset to default. I got a command that when you press edit here, that will reset the animation, the catch. And thanks for that, for your information. Okay, now our shoes isn't falling too much, and we have the beautiful animations now. But what I see is our shoelace here is still too loose. So to fix that, we need to adjust this Z lower. So I think whatever, minus 0.5, maybe that's too much. Minus 1. Oh, sorry, minus 1. Let's reset our cloth. Yeah, minus 1 is pretty okay. Because the lowering is too much. If we put it to 0, we don't see any lower, as you can see. So if we put a little bit, minus 0.1, and we reset it right here. Let's apply the scale for the shoes as well. I think we forget that. Okay, as you can see, our scale is also very important here. Applying the scale is very important. So applying the scale fix some issues. I think now it's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. Let's go to edit mode, scale it to X or anything. Let me scale it a bit up. Going to edit mode. As you can see, it's still too loose, a bit loose. So I'm going to adjust this thing to minus 0.2. I think that's pretty good. Let's see from our view here. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Now let's go into render mode here. Oh, we don't have anything yet. So I'm going to go to this find hdri. I'm going to select that. And I'm going to find a similar thing. That scene is actually like the evening scene. So I'm going to search for that. Go to the shader, change that to world, and then I'm going to increase the strength here to 3, and then I'm going to change the rotation here. If you see our footage here, I think it's around 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. I think. So I'm going to change the what X? I'm going to change the Y, I guess. A little bit up there, and also the Z there. So the light coming from that side there. And I think, yeah, it's pretty good. Let's run on our transparency here. Okay, now that's almost perfect. Okay, that's almost perfect, but still I want to add sunlight. Shift A, light, sun here, and it's up there. Let me move it down there. The position of the sun is not affecting anything. So I'm going to rotate that a bit. Okay. And then rotate that. That's too much on there. And what I'm going to do, you can see some cut out here. I'm trying to join this shadow here with that building shadow. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. And let's add some more. So around 5. Yeah, our shadow is almost matching it, but our shadow is too sharp. Let's increase the, let's blend it a little bit. So let's increase this one. So that soften the edge of the shadow here by adjusting the angle here. So that's too much, I think. I think 3 will be good. Yeah. And if you want, you can still increase the sun to around 10 so that it can match. And also adjust a little bit. Then just put some color to it so that we can have the same sun color as footage here as well. So that's pretty much it. We have a source there, and we have everything, the shadows there. Let me just bake. I'm going to select that, go to the cloth, catch, bake there, and then I'm just going to play it, and I'm going to see in the render view there how that looks. Yeah, that's pretty good. For the final, you may want to export the source and the shadow with different layer, and then change the shadow a little bit to the color of the shadow, the color of the footage here, because in VFX, shadow matching the shadows is very important. So right now we can see like these shadows here are shadows is too green, but the real footage here we have black and a little bit kind of blue here. So we need to change that in our the final composition. So I think we'll dive into that in another tutorial because our tutorial is too long right now. So I think we can do that in our next video. Oh, by the way, oh, it's working. We can also add this any material here. We're going to add it a black with a metallic here, not too black, and then more reflection there. Compositing, use those, and I'm going to add input image sequence, and I'm going to select that footage, and then I'm going to add color mix alpha over, Let's put that on the bottom one here. This one on the top. Viewer. Let's go to view. Fit. Render is too small. We want to have the same size with the footage here. So instead of adjusting the render size, the main our 3D model, let's adjust the footage here. So let's go and add transform, scale, and then from relative, change that to render size. Change that to fit again. Now we have that beautiful shoes animations. So that's it, and thank you for watching this tutorial. See you in the next video.